Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. The Senate Impeachment Court has begun hearing evidence on Vice President Sara Duterte's alleged misuse of confidential funds. Two bank officials took the witness stand claiming Duterte's offices made unusual cash withdrawals to the total amount, more than $500 million pesos. But what does the testimony actually prove? Does unusual automatically mean illegal? Let's get on point with Attorney Amando Ligutan, one of the private prosecutors in the impeachment trial. Attorney Ligutan, finally, good to have you, sir. In person also.
Yes, Vicky. It's nice to be here.
Sa
In
TV
person,
lang,
in person.
Sa TV lang po kita nakikita.
Same
diba?
here. Oh.
So, you know, I've been wanting to talk to you, but a series of events had happened after that. Of course, your performance, you were either loved or hated, of course, no?
Yeah.
By the pro and the anti, sir. So, how have you been? Sabi nila, tawag ho sa inyo ng iba, naging rockstar daw ho kayo sa courtroom.
At least for those in favor of the impeachment, siguro. No? Yeah. So, I noticed that.
You noticed what?
I threaded online. Parang while I was there, and then the moments I got hold of my phone, my goodness, I could see the comments. Anyways, that's beside the point. So I just did what I have been doing for the past 16 years. On a more personal...
Yan talaga yung personality niyo. Lumabas lang ho ba sa impeachment trial? Ganyan talaga kayo?
You know, the first question I asked my lawyer, si Attorney Sunshine Enriquez and Attorney Stephen Magalyon. They are with me, same law firm. Sabi ko, I asked them, what happened? Why is it that the people are reacting this way when in fact, this is what I've been doing for the past 15 years. Sabi nila, sir, iba yung nasa court. Iba yung nasa impeachment court ka. Yun, so napaka-natural. I just did what I have been doing for the past 16 years, 15 to 16 years. Nothing special, really.
Yeah, because I actually was also surprised because we would interview you over Zoom, no?
Yes.
And they're very straightforward Q&A between us and yourself. And I didn't see that part until the trial, yung mga edi wow,
Yeah, so,
hindi po yung wow, yung ganun mo, or hold your horses.
Yeah,
Yun yung mga, ganun ho talaga kayo.
Unguarded
Hindi
moments.
Yeah.
Natural yun, natural.
Natural.
Authentic,
Hindi po ninyo sinadya.
It was not contrived, hindi intentional yun. That was really, that's how I perform inside the courtroom. Natural, usual, the usual me.
And
yes,
because there
Vicky.
were people who liked it and people who hated it, do you feel that if in the future meron pa po kayong pag-defend, lumabas as a prosecution lawyer, would you change your style? Did you not?
No, I think we have no time to change whatever we have been accustomed to doing, Pinky.
Pag-usapan po natin what
Sure.
happened today, sir. So, let me start with the opening statement of private prosecutor, public prosecutor, Congresswoman Laila De Lima. During the opening statement pa lang po, she was already warned by both the presiding officer, Chis Escudero, and the defense lawyer, Attorney Michael Poa, because they were saying, ito na po yung palagi nating naririnig, she was warned and then she was subsequently stopped from finishing her opening statement because she went into what you call delving into the conclusion of facts and conclusion of law. Para po maintindihan namin lahat, ano ho ba yung conclusion of facts and conclusion of law?
So, sa isang courtroom, Pinky, we have this witness. A lawyer cannot argue on a factual matter. Ibig sabihin nun, kami speaking Tagalog? Ibig sabihin nun, na yung abogado, for example, advocating for a side, kailangan yung sasabihin sa korte, it must be through a witness or isang dokumento. Hindi po pwedeng mag-conclude yung abogado.
I see.
Yun yung standing rule. No? So, ibig sabihin, for example, isang witness yung magsasabi, ano nangyari sa araw na yan. Hindi po pwedeng sabihin ng abogado diretso
Ito
na ito yung
nangyari
nangyari.
nung araw na yon. I see.
Isang bagay yan. Pero kasi, sa courtroom, Pinky, may ano yan may tinatawag, before a witness starts testifying, may tinatawag dyan offer of testimony. Sinasummarize ng abogado, eto yung gustong sabihin. Ito yung papatunayan ng isang witness on the witness stand. tawag dyan, offer of testimony prior to the witness actually testifying. Yung ginawa po ni Congresswoman Laila de Lima, with all due respect po sa ating impeachment court, for me, that was only an extension. Extension yun ng offer of testimony that should have followed after yung opening statement ni Kong Laila. So, kasi ano yan, sa korte, it's true, Pinky, walang opening statement pero ano to, impeachment court to di ba? The public is watching. So for me parang tama, supposedly, na opening statement should be allowed. But anyways,
But is it the opening statement of the two witnesses that were supposed to be presented today, or the opening statement for the alleged use of confidential
it
funds?
should be for the entire
The whole
article
thing.
on confidential
Because if we
funds.
have to stick to the two witnesses today, talagang
Yeah.
umanggulo na po si
Yes.
Congresswoman
Yes.
Laila de Lima doon.
Yun.
Because right
Oo.
now, ang pinag-uusapan lang po ay cheque.
Yes.
Sabi nga ng
Oo.
defense, it's a non-issue.
Yes.
No. So, dapat pala, the whole Article 1, yun ang pinaka-preface nung opening
Yes,
statement.
yun yung ano doon, to set the tone, yung opening statement for the entire article on confidential. For me, again, nangyari na, by order na, pero dapat i-allow yan Kasi nga, for example, if you do opening statement, yung kabila naman, yung defense naman, during their turn, they can also do that opening statement. Again, for me, extension yung opening statement ng isang offer of testimony na allowed, supposedly, Pinky.
Pero alam naman natin na talagang pinagbabawalan itong conclusion of facts and law. Even when you were talking and the defense were talking, hindi ho ba kailangan talaga manggaling sa witness. But here's the thing that I noticed. Even if she was already warned, nagsabi na po si Attorney Michael Poe of the defense, nagsalita na po si presiding officer, nagtuloy pa rin si Congresswoman Laila de Lima.
I cannot blame her. Kasi nga, Pinky, ano yan, parang it's a thin line between allegation of fact at conclusion of fact. For me, tama pa rin yun. Sinubukan pa rin ng ating kaibigan si Kong Laila na i-deliver yung opening statement.
Is it because, di ba, nagkaroon na maraming beses ng usapin na sasabihin, we will strike that off the record, pero sasabihin ng kabila, we understand, presiding officer, that
Pero
will be
nasabi
stricken na. Pero nasabi na yan
Yeah,
Ganon din ho ba siguro yung naging style ni
I don't think
Congress?
so. I know Congresswoman Laila, parang mabait yun. She is feisty. Pero when it comes to following rules, talagang stickler si
Stickler
Kong
siya.
Laila when it comes to rules. Yun. So parang ano yun, parang if ever sinabi ni presiding officer na mali yung ginawa, parang hindi niya minin yun to disrespect the court. I could vouch for that. I could vouch for Kong Laila.
It was not meant to disrespect
Yes.
the court. Let's talk about both witnesses already. There were only two witnesses today, both from Land Bank, Violeta Constantino and Anita Composano. So, to really summarize it, sila po ang nagpatunay na meron pong 500 million pesos na withdraw ang
Yes.
Office of the Vice
Yes.
President,
Tsaka yung DepEd.
125 po sa DepEd, a total of, 112, so 612.5
Yes.
in total. Both said, the commonality there was that both said it was unusual.
Unusual.
Kapag sinabi ho bang unusual, sa palagay niyo, pumuntos po doon ang prosecution?
Yes, definitely. No, based yan sa evidence. Kasi nga parang, remember Pinky, hindi nag-cross yung defense, di ba? Kasi sabi nila it's all paper trail daw they are not denying na nag-issue ng check yung DepEd, tsaka OVP, tsaka withdraw ng mga persons involved, si Fajardo at si Acosta. So hindi nila na-anticipate na yung dalawang land bank officials that were presented on the witness stand, magsasabi na unusual yun. So siguro yung tanong is it illegal? In fairness.
I was gonna go there. Does unusual equate to illegal?
So
or
I'm a lawyer,
suspicious?
so I cannot twist things. No? Hindi illegal. Hindi illegal yung mag-i-issue yung DepEd, tsaka OVP ng ganung kalaking pera, tsaka we-withdraw. Pero isang bagay yung pagiging unusual. Ba't naging unusual? Kasi sabi nila, sa ilang taong nila in that branch, unusual na yung DepEd mag-i-encash ng pera. Kasi sabi nila, usually naman, it's through checks, tsaka hindi ganun bigla ang millions of pesos, 125 million pesos, in one instance. So sinabi nila unusual yun. So parang, for me, yes, definitely, definitely. Parang, the defense was not expecting na may characterization na unusual yung pag-withdraw.
Okay.
Kasi nga in cash, tsaka ganung kalaking pera in one withdrawal, for example.
Yeah, I think the points that they were raised, Attorney Ligutan, is that it was encashed.
Yes.
And another was coming from...
Senator Lacson, I think.
Yeah, yung sinabi po na every quarter nagkaroon
Yes,
ng 125, no?
Yes, oo.
Na encashment.
Yes.
Tama ho ba yung word?
Yes,
Okay. And then, yun na nga po, while sinabi nilang unusual, it does not necessarily equate to it being illegal. But here's the thing, sir. Ang allegation ho kasi dito is alleged misuse of confidential funds. So kahit na unusual po ito, kailangan mapatunayan na nagkaroon ng misuse.
Misuse,
Nothing
okay.
of that obviously was
Okay.
proven today.
With these first two witnesses, Pinky, we have to take note of that. We are just starting yung prosecution, nagsisimula pa lang. Pero nasabi na ng mga witnesses na unusual yun. Anyways, I think yung issue here, hindi talaga saan napunta yung pera, di ba? Siguro yung issue is, ba't hindi sinasagot ng Vice President yung tanong ng taong bayan na parang, di ba, may inilaang pera sa'yo, and then why are you silent when it comes to explaining as to paano nagamit yung pera, tsaka yung simple reason na, di ba, kasi pag binibigyan ka ng if a money is entrusted to a public fund, di ba, siguro kahit tayo, di ba, kahit yung isang mere local employee, no, talagang obligado, di ba, sabihin na ito yung pinagamitan ng pera.
Ito ang accounting.
Ito yung accounting. No? Hindi lang not necessarily saan napunta, pero yung simple act of accounting for yung perang entrusted to you. Parang until now, Pinky, almost 2 years na. Zero.
But that is going to be the job of the defense at some point, hindi ho ba? Pag-turn na po nila. Kasi even today, hindi ho ba, nag-usap-usap kayo and you wanted sana na magsagutan na lang prosecution,
Defense.
and then defense for one,
Prosecution,
and then
defense.
prosecution and defense
Yes.
for every article that is being presented.
For every article.
But that was not allowed, no? Hindi nila
Hindi, kasi sabi
pinayagan.
ng defense, ayaw nila. I think for obvious reasons.
Sorry,
For obvious
what
reasons.
is obvious about
Kasi
that?
parang kung titingnan natin yung listahan nila ng mga witnesses tsaka ebidensya, parang they just mirror
I'm sorry?
Sorry, pang kinopya yung list of witnesses tsaka documents ng prosecution.
And so, why would it be disadvantageous kung prosecution and defense in one article and then prosecution defense again in another?
Okay, so
why would that be
of course,
disadvantageous?
so this is based on record, no? Kasi parang walang masyadong variation when it comes to the list of witnesses that will be presenting, tsaka yung list of witnesses tsaka documents that they will be presenting. Buti sana kung yung defense may listahan, kanilang sariling listahan ng mga witnesses tsaka documents na talagang ibang-iba sa mga listahan ng mga witnesses tsaka dokumento ng prosecutor. Hindi.
Could you give me a comparison, at least just on a percentage-wise, doon po sa isinumite na
mga documents tsaka
po muna tayo sa documents na sinabit ng prosecution. How similar is it to the documents
very
submitted
much
by the
similar.
defense?
So I
Like
cannot pinpoint.
90%?
Sorry, I'm not good with math. That's why I took up law. No? Pero napaka-similar ng list of witnesses. May mga variations
I'm
here
talking
and
about
there.
the documents, sir, first.
Yan. Parang may mga majority of them common.
Sa documents. And now the witnesses, sir.
Same. May mga variations here and there, pero by and large, parang intact yung commonality, similarity ng both sides. That's unusual, Pinky. That's unusual for a case like this.
Dahil, of course, one is prosecuting and obviously one is defending. Kaya
Yes.
you're saying that's unusual.
Supposedly, dapat they should present their own list, di ba?
Yeah.
Wala parang yun. Sabi ko parang, I cannot, yung term na parang kinopya, parang may kinopyang ebidensya, tsaka witnesses, that's true, Pinky.
We'll be taking a very short break. We'll continue our discussion with Attorney Amando Ligutan when we return. Stay tuned. This is On Point. Back. Still with us, House Private Prosecutor Attorney Amando Ligutan. Ang dami ko pa pong tanong. Isa sa mga sinabi ni Congressman Ace Barbers, I think during the press conference, was that nagtugma daw yung naging testimony ng witness na may pinasok na 3 o 4 na parang gym bag para ipasok po yung pera doon. And then, parang binangga na po ni Congressman Ace Atty. I'm not sure if it's him, but I'm pretty sure it is him, who said that it's complementary to what Ramil Madriaga said about 3 to 4. How telling is that? And is that explosive enough for you?
Yun yung sinabi. I think it was Ace Barbers, no, spokes ng prosecution, who said that. Totoo yun eh. Parang sinabi kasi ni Ramil Madriaga, based on record, based on the affidavits submitted, na 3 to 4 bags. Saka ito namang dalawang land bank officials, sabi nila, same. So nagtutugma yun, Pinky. That's telling.
Sir, hindi ho ba kung iisipin lang naman ng tao yung 3 to 4 bags, ay isipin mo magkano ba ang sinasabing ginastos? Okay, ganito. Gagawin mo na yung math doon. Isang bag siguro, nandito mga 50 million. Medyo, does that really prove anything? Is
yung ano lang, yung
question,
similarity ng testimony ng dalawa, ay yung sinasabi ng dalawa, that's telling eh. Last telling na 3 to 4 bags. He confirmed, si Campuzano said, it's really, kasi she was pressed to really deliver a concrete answer. Sabi niya, mas definite answer. Sabi niya, 4. But anyway, speaking, let's go back.
Sige.
No? Yung issue na saan napunta yung pera, that's secondary na. Yung main issue talaga is, when asked to account for the money, ginawa na ba ng Vice President?
I guess those are the steps, no, Attorney? May pera, withdraw, kanino ibinigay, nasaan ang accounting, at sino ang mga ito. I think those are the questions that need to be answered. So, ano ho ang maisasagot sa susunod na impeachment trial? Because you are going to call it as witnesses COA employees, no? Members
yung mga officials
of the
ng
Commission on
Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Office.
Give us a briefer.
Okay, now. So, na-establish na, based on record, Pinky, na nabigay yung pera, unusual, sabi ng witnesses, unusual in the sense na bakit in cash, tsaka may regularity. Kasi nga sabi nga, kung confidential fund, intelligence fund, supposedly, that should be on a project basis. Hindi naman, you cannot do like regular confidential fund programs quarterly. That makes it unusual. Tsaka yung pagiging cash. Now, yung officials from COA will now go through lahat ng ebidensya, lahat ng dokumento na I think on record na for example, nabigyan ng notice of disallowance yung Vice President, yung opisina niya. Notice of disallowance, and then isa doon na talagang umabot na sa commission, yung COA. Sinabi ng COA na there was really yung notice of disallowance na sustain ng COA. So, papasadahan. So, sasabihin natin na in advance sa publiko na medyo tedious when it comes to documents, yung next two witnesses natin. Lahat ng dokumentong kailangan ipresenta sa korte, we have to do that. We have no choice.
Ano ho mauuna? Yung sa DepEd or yung sa OVP?
That would be OVP. That would be OVP.
And is there a way to actually make it a little bit more palatable, acceptable, or more, siguro, hindi acceptable is the right word. Yung mas maiintindihan po ng tao. Siyempre kasi dokumento po ito, pera po ito, big sums of money.
Yes,
is there a strategy that will be employed by the prosecution, sir?
Yes, yung pagsasummarize, again, ng issue, no, na ano ba sa tingin ng COA? Ginawa ba ng Office of the Vice President or DepEd lahat ng dapat gawin when it comes to accounting for the public fund entrusted to their office? Ganun yung issue doon, accountability. So, may inilaang pera, yung publiko, public fund, ibibigay sa opisina mo kasi nga hinihingi mo, sabi mo, gagamitin sa ganitong mga programa, tsaka yung accounting. You have to account for the amount. Secondary na yung saan napunta.
Okay.
Yung gesture na you tell the public, eto yun. Eto yung proseso ng accounting, tsaka ano yung tugon ng COA.
Pagka sinabi ho kasi ng COA na may notice of disallowance, so I can imagine ang sasabihin ito yung perang binigay at may notice of disallowance, ibig sabihin, in simple terms, may problema.
Yes.
Yung pag-a-accounting nito. Does that necessarily equate to misuse of public funds or confidential funds?
Yung misuse kasi, that's a technical term. Pero yung notice of disallowance, that's a point to the right direction towards misuse of public fund. That's what I'm saying. Kasi nga pag sinabi ng COA na there is a disallowance, may problema So, you have to rectify the problem. Umabot na sa COA, sabi ng COA Commission, Wala. So hindi na-rectify. So you have to return the money. Napaka-simple kasi, Pinky, di ba? For example, if you entrust an amount to your driver or helper, di ba? Pagka dating ng bahay, what you ask is, saan yung pera? Paano mo ginamit yung pera? Ano pag hindi na-explain ng empleyado mo, what will you do? Magsususpecha ka,
Pero
di
may
ba?
angulo ho kasi dito na confidential siya.
Yes,
Obviously, this needs to be underscored. Kapag confidential, meron ho bang kailangang mga pamantayan na susundin na gusto din po malaman ng tao?
Yes.
Ano ho ba? Kasi pag sinasabing confidential, obviously, ibibigay mo to sa isang tao who shall remain confidential. Hence the names Mary Grace Piatos, etc. Yun po yung mga lumalabas na mga pangalan. Na ang tanong din po ng ibang tao is, lalabas ho ba si Mary Grace Piatos o hindi? Makikilala ho ba si Mary Grace Piatos o hindi?
Okay. Yung pagiging confidential, hindi nagiging immune yung public officer from accountability. Napaka-simple na konsepto. The fact that it is confidential, you still have to account. So hindi ka immune from accountability. So yung paggamit ng mga fictitious
Paano yung pag
names.
ginamit yung mga alias? Yes, sir. Go
Okay,
ahead.
now. Kasi when you look at the COA rules, may mga pamantayan yan. You have to come up, for example, a list of the actual names. Actual names.
Yung totoong
yung
pangalan.
totoong names. Wala eh. So far, hindi pa natin nakikita yan.
So sinasabi po talaga sa COA na kailangan lumabas ang totoong pangalan.
Hindi dapat ilabas, but you should come up with your own lists. Tsaka you have to submit that.
Ng totoong pangalan.
Yes.
To submit to the COA.
for example.
So in other words, they would have to have a copy of the real informant's names and not their aliases.
Yes.
Okay.
Oo.
So doon po magiging importante din ho yun because it's been hyped over and over again, Mary Grace Piatos. And yun na nga, lalabasin, I'm sure, sir, yung mga signatures.
And the gang, no? And the gang. Pero remember, the use of fictitious name, isang angulo lang yan. Hindi yun yung be-all and end-all ng issue ng confidential funding. That's only one of the many angles na tinitingnan ng prosecution na ginamit ba sa tamang paraan at saka naging accountable ba yung Vice President.
What about Ramil Madriaga? Are you going to present Ramil Madriaga? I spoke to Attorney Paolo Panela. Sabi niya, sure, go ahead. That will be your funeral, the prosecution's funeral.
Okay, again, so the lawyer is entitled to his own imagination. Yung sagot dyan, based on the list of witnesses, nakalista si Madriaga. No? And then we are just starting with our presentation of our witnesses. So papunta tayo dyan in due time.
What do you mean papunta tayo dyan? Does that mean na pwede or hindi or sigurado or hindi pa sigurado? Ano ho, si Ramil Madriaga?
Yung konteksto niyan, Pinky, what happened during yung threat sa destabilization.
Yung nagtanggal po kayo ng ilang mga witnesses.
So kung sa tingin ng prosecution kailangan we will, pero kung sa tingin ng prosecution hindi na, we will not. As simple as that.
But wouldn't you have considered him a star witness, especially with Congressman Ace Barber saying that, tingnan mo, natagpi-tagpi nga ni Ramil Madriaga, complimentary yung sinabi ng Land Bank officials at si Ramil, why not present him immediately?
Okay, yung sagot dyan kasi, di ba, like what I said, yung pag-represent ng witness nasa prosecution yan. Kung umabot na sa point na establish na ng prosecution that the Vice President was not able to account for the money, yung sino yung tumanggap, again, secondary na yan. Yung simple act of accounting for the amount of money.
That is the priority.
Yun yung gist ng prosecution's case. So, pwede umabot sa time na no need for Ramil Madriaga kasi nga hindi nasabi ng Vice President saan napunta yung pera.
Would you be able to tell us, Attorney, sino ang witness for that accounting para malaman if the Vice President really accounted for this or not?
It's on them. It's on them. So far, based on record, based on evidence, based on official record, may COA disallowance.
Okay. Yeah.
Based sa perspective ng ahensya ng gobyerno, task to do accounting of public funds, sabi nila may problema. Now, yung burden of evidence now shift to the defense. Exactly.
Kasi hindi ba the burden of proof lies with the prosecution?
Give me 1 minute, I will explain. Yung
Go
burden
ahead,
of proof, it is the prosecution's burden to prove it. Pero the moment may mga presumptions niya nag-a-arise. For example, sinabi na ng COA may problema. Cargo pa rin ng prosecution to prove its case. That's correct. But the fact na may COA disallowance, sinasabi ng COA may problema, yung burden of evidence now shifts to the defense to prove na walang problema. Iba yung burden of proof tsaka burden of evidence. Yung burden of proof hindi nag-shift. Burden of evidence, doon nag-shift yun from one side to another kung yung mga presumptions now arise.
I see. All right. Attorney, will we see you again arguing for the prosecution?
So in as much as I want to tell you, we cannot telegraph our punches. So I cannot answer that. I cannot answer that yet.
But in the event that you will, is that something you're looking forward to? Na-miss niyo ho ba na tumayo doon?
My appearance in court 3 weeks ago was just like any other Tuesday. That's what I do for a living. Just like you.
Maraming salamat po, House Private Prosecutor Attorney Amando Ligutan. Sir, thank you and hope to see you again. Maraming salamat.
Thanks so much, baby.
That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.